In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 23, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Oregon State versus Washington State. The Oregon State Beavers and the Washington State Cougars meet Saturday in college football action from Martin Stadium. This will be Oregon State's 4th outing of the year. They're coming off a game versus San Diego State. The Beavers would go on to win by 17 points. As for Washington State, they played Northern Colorado over the weekend, and that one the Cougars rolled to a blowout victory. We've got an exciting Pac-12 matchup on our hands between the number 14 Oregon State Beavers and number 21 Washington State Cougars, a pair of teams left out of realignment discussions. Both programs have a reason to be angry, and they're sure playing like it in the early portion of the season. The Beavers have the potential to improve upon their 9-3 regular season record from last year, with quarterback DJ Uiagalelei leading the way on offense. But it's not just the Clemson transfer that's a threat for this Beavers offense, ranking 8th in yards per play. Running back Damian Martinez ranks 2nd in the country with 8.78 yards per carry. Watsu hasn't been too shabby either, posting 48 points per game and ranking 7th in total offense. While it's tough to say who has the edge on offense, the Beavers have the best defense in the Pac-12, allowing just 260 yards per game. Overall, Oregon State holds a 16.9 SP Plus rating compared to the Cougars' 10.2 rating. The Beavers stormed out of the gate in their first 2 games this year, outscoring the competition by a combined 97-24 score. Needless to say, the offense can generate a ton of production under the right circumstances. In the San Diego State game, the Beavers posted 475 total yards with 7.7 yards per play and 20 first downs. Still, Oregon State had a couple of interceptions and went just 4 of 1 on 3rd down, so it wasn't a perfect effort. I like the Beavers to match up well against Washington State though. Should be a great game to watch. The crowd will be rocking in Pullman for this must-watch game, but I believe in this Oregon State team even in a tough environment. So the Oregon State Beavers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The offensive production on these squads has been remarkable, while the defensive units have yet to be challenged yet. Oregon State has a dominant rushing offense that recorded 191 rushing yards last week, led by Damian Martinez, who is averaging an incredible 8.8 yards per rush. While Oregon State only managed 26 points against the Aztecs, they still accrued 475 total yards. In addition, the Beavers' defensive stats look great but have yet to be challenged, while the Cougars were challenged by the Badgers. Washington State runs a quick offense. They are averaging 81 offensive plays per game, ranking them 8th, and can march down the field quickly. They were able to score 31 against a strong Badgers defense. The over is 4-1 in the Beavers' last 5 regular season games. I expect a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Arkansas versus LSU. 2 Southeastern Conference West rivals meet up on primetime Saturday night when the Arkansas Razorbacks travel to take on the number 12 LSU Tigers. Arkansas is coming off a tough loss at home, going down to Brigham Young University 38-31 as 9-point favorites. LSU just went into Starkville and rolled Mississippi State 41-14 in their Southeastern Conference opener as 9.5-point favorites. These teams met last season, with LSU winning 13-10 on the road. The Razorbacks lost to Brigham Young University 38-31 at home last week in their first loss of the season. It was initially a back-and-forth game, but in the 3rd quarter Arkansas had a 10-point lead and then let Brigham Young University score 17 unanswered to win the game. LSU blew out Mississippi State last week 41-14 in Starkville, but have not looked that dominant all season. In their first game of the season, they lost to Florida State 45-24 on a neutral site. This will be a good test for both teams who are both looking to win the Southeastern Conference West and possibly a shot at the college football playoffs. LSU's offense has looked really good this year, except arguably in their first game. They average 537 yards per game and 48 points per game. They have one of the most experienced Southeastern Conference quarterbacks with Jaden Daniels, who has a 73.7% completion percentage, 976 yards passing, 10 total touchdowns, and 1 interception. He will be opposed by the other experienced quarterback in the Southeastern Conference, KJ Jefferson, who has a 71.4% completion percentage, 629 yards, 7 total touchdowns, and 1 interception. Arkansas offense does not have the statistics that LSU does, only averaging 370 yards per game, but has scored on average 42 points per game and can compete. LSU is a heavy favorite in this game, and for good reason. Not only does their offense look incredible, they have one of the best home field advantages in college football. Since 2005, they are 75-11 at night and 45-4 at home games at night, according to Saturday Down South. This is a huge number for a Southeastern Conference matchup, but LSU's looking every bit as good as advertised. While my main takeaways from Arkansas are that they can beat inferior opposition, but when a mid-level team like Brigham Young University shows up, the defense crumbles and gives up 38 points. I can't help but think that a high-powered LSU offense will be able to do damage here as well. So the LSU Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. If Arkansas wants to keep this game close, they know they will have to score a lot of points. LSU's offense is starting to click after struggling in the Florida State game. The past 2 weeks they have scored 70 and 41 respectively. The 70 was against Grambling, but putting up 41 on the road in the Southeastern Conference against Mississippi State proves they have firepower. Arkansas has been able to score all season. They are a veteran group led by KJ Jefferson, who will find ways to score on the Tigers. Jefferson plays a similar game to Florida State's Travis and will be able to move the chains with his arm and feet. The total has gone over in each of LSU's last 7 outings and 5 of Arkansas's previous 6 contests. Overall, I would follow these betting trends even though the under is 5-1 in the last 6 encounters between the Razorbacks and Tigers. Both teams should move the ball frequently. The Tigers will continue to lean on their passing offense mostly because the Razorbacks' run defense has done an excellent job thus far. On the other side, Arkansas will continue with its balanced approach. The Razorbacks' offensive line will be a key factor, trying to establish dominance by the line of scrimmage. This is a battle between 2 very good offenses with very experienced quarterbacks. Arkansas has hit the over in 5 of their last 6 games, and LSU has hit the over in all 7 of their last 7 games. The offenses will shine in primetime as this has all the potential to be a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Ohio State versus Notre Dame. One of the season's most anticipated games will take place this Saturday evening when the Ohio State Buckeyes invade Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana, to face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This should be a great game and could have significant implications on who will be in the playoffs later in the year. The Buckeyes are ranked 4th in the nation, while the Irish are 9th. 2 of the most storied programs in NCAA football history have only met 7 times over the years. The Buckeyes have a 5-2 advantage, including a 21-10 win a year ago, while Notre Dame hasn't won in the series since 1936. Notre Dame has looked dominant, but their toughest competition has been an NC State team that has not won 10 games in a season since 2002. Ohio State did not look elite offensively in their first 2 games, but absolutely crushed Western Kentucky 63-10. Both of these teams have 5-star talent on both sides of the ball. When conflicted, people say to look at the coaches and quarterbacks. Ohio State's head coach, Ryan Day, has been there for 6 years and has a winning percentage of .889 with a 48-6 record. He has a slight advantage over Notre Dame's Marcus Freeman, who is only in his 2nd year with a .722 winning percentage and a 13-5 record. When it comes to the quarterbacks, I give the edge to Notre Dame, as the Irish have Sam Hartman compared to Ohio State's Kyle McCord. Ohio State will be forced to go heavy pass in this game, which will be a problem. Notre Dame's pass rush is fast and athletic, so the offensive line will need to be big to protect their quarterback. On the other side, it is starting to look like Hartman is the type of leader under center that the Irish have been longing for. With Estem in the backfield, Hartman doesn't need to be the man, which has put him in a comfort zone to succeed. succeed. The Fighting Irish have had their issues winning the big games over the years, but I feel that this year is different. Neither team has played a tough schedule in the early going, but Notre Dame has looked far better against their weak competition than Ohio State has. The Fighting Irish have one of the best defenses in the nation and a strong running game, but they now have a top-flight passing game as well, and that will be the difference here. Sam Hartman is a better quarterback than McCord is, and while Ohio State has been tough on defense so far, Notre Dame does have the better defense. The Irish are also at home, where they are very tough to beat. Plus, Ohio struggled mightily in their only road game this year. Ohio State is 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games, and Notre Dame is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Notre Dame is also 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 games against the Big Ten, and Ohio State is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games as a favorite. I think we're getting points with the team that's been consistently solid from day one, and I'm just not all that excited about Ohio State outside of Henderson and Marvin Harrison Jr. Notre Dame getting a field goal and a hook is a big deal here, as I think Ohio State wins by a field goal if Notre Dame doesn't win it outright. I think this is going to be game of the night and the most watched one as well. So the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Ohio State will be going up against a tough Irish secondary, but Kyle McCord will find a way to move the ball on them. He has good receivers and a solid running game to work with. The Notre Dame offense has averaged 46 points per game and over 500 yards per game, and they will have a big game against an Ohio State defense that is yet to be tested. Both of these teams boast some very strong defenses, but their offenses are equally good, if not better. The problem for these defenses will be that neither has faced an offense as good as they will see on Saturday. Hartman has an excellent opportunity to really cement himself in the Heisman talks with a big game here. He is a poised veteran at this point, so I don't expect the moment to bother him. Hartman will continue to do what he's been doing thus far this season, as will the Buckeye offense. We know Harrison Jr. is the real deal, and he continues to look more comfortable with McCord each week. That will show up here. They did combine for just 31 points a year ago, but also played earlier in the season, before the offenses had a chance to really get ramped up. That is not the case now. I can easily see Notre Dame putting up at least 35 points, while the Buckeyes should be good for at least 28. Ohio State is 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games, while Notre Dame has gone over in 9 of their last 10 games. That seals the deal. Both teams have shown great defense in the early going, but the feeling here is that this game will be a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.